Good morning. Good morning and welcome to worship with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura. We are a community that gathers together in person and online via the marvels of technology to keep love at the center of our lives and our actions. We are made up of people of many beliefs, identities, origins, sexualities, and genders. All are welcome here. I am Worship Associate Zena Kingshill, and I am joined this morning by Worship Associate Celia Ortenberg. Our previous minister recently retired, and we are between ministers at this time. Your Worship Associates team will continue to lead services for as long as we are needed, joined by guest speakers, fellow congregants, and voices from across the wider Unitarian Universalist world. Today, I am very pleased to welcome a guest speaker new to our congregation, Keola Whittaker. Keola is a third-year seminary student at Star King School for the Ministry, preparing for UU Parish Ministry. He explores the intersection of pop culture and religion through both academic work and creative ministry. Each Oscar Sunday, Keola delivers an annual sermon at First Unitarian Church of Los Angeles, connecting that year's films to Unitarian Universalist values and history. You'll have to go to First UU to hear that sermon. We are very privileged to have Keola with us today. Every week, we ring our gong to acknowledge those who came before, those here presently, and those who will come. Similarly, we preface our service by acknowledging our building rests on the unceded ancestral homelands of the Chumash peoples. Let us pause and remember that we live on ground that is sacred, ground that cries out for justice and for responsible stewardship. In so remembering, may we honor the past, stay energetic in the present, and work to secure a better future for all. We have quite a few announcements today. I just lost it. Okay, each Sunday, we invite visitors to stop by the Connecting Center to talk to members of the congregation. It is important for visitors and newcomers to feel welcome and learn about our great congregation. When we feel connected, it is probably because someone took the time to welcome us into this community. Tony Porter has been doing a great job of being there every week, but he needs your help now. So after the service, head for the Connecting Center table or find someone wearing a visitor's name tag and please make them feel welcome. It will mean a lot to our community and to our church. And as you all know, we have an auction coming up. We are still looking for auction items, especially social events. We have 85 items, about half of what we had last year. The deadline for submittals is in 2 weeks, Sunday the 21st of September. There is a poster board in Berg Hall listing the items received so far. Go look at it if you need ideas. Please submit your donations sooner rather than last minute. Auction team members will be around to help after the service. And I'm not sure if this is good news or bad news. Cluster Camp at DeBenneville Pines on the last weekend of September is already full. If you still want to go, put your name on the waiting list quickly. And remember, next Sunday is our Water Communion Sunday. Bring your small amount of water from wherever you went this summer or from your home tap. All water is welcome. And please, stay for the potluck lunch following today's service. This is a community gathering event and mini fundraiser. Donations of $5 will be appreciated, and all are welcome to stay for our potluck. And lastly, please read all the announcements in the weekly email message UUCV this week to keep current or to know about current and future activities. Welcome to this common sacred space. Common because we are all welcome. Sacred because here we transform the ordinary and attend to the profound. Bring the gift of yourself to the altar and plant some seeds of goodness while you are here. Let us enter sacred space.
I'm Worship Associate Celia Ortenberg, and we invite those of you who are Zooming or streaming into this service to light a chalice or a candle at home while Zena lights the chalice of our free faith. Spark of the Spirit, cupped in earth's embrace, light of love alive in all creation. As we kindle this flame, we rekindle our connection to the sacred web of life.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's so nice to meet all of you. My name is Keola Whitaker. My pronouns are he, him, and I hope to be with you again. I've known Ray Vargas for a very long time, but we've never met in person, so I was so happy to meet him in person. He gave me a tour of Ventura this morning, and it's such an honor to be with all of you. Our call to worship this morning comes from Arlen Goff. Each threshold offers an opportunity for change, for renewal, for transformation, from what we were and what we are and what we can be. In this hour and in this place, we cross a threshold from our day-to-day everydayness into a space and time attuned for the other, to the sacred, to the holy, into an awareness of new life pregnant with possibilities. How will we be renewed in this moment? How will we be changed in this hour? How will we be transformed through this gathering of beloved community? Come, you longing, thirsty souls, come, let us worship together.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hi, I'm Zach Spencer. I invite you all to rise in spirit or in the flesh as you see fit. All you wonderful souls, as we sing our opening hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful And today we have something new for you. The worship ministry has decided to attempt to resurrect the practice of the children bringing in. No? Not today? Oh, I had an email. Sorry.
On the 21st.
Oh, okay. Did not say so. Oh, never mind. Erase.
I'd like to invite all of the young folks or the young at heart to come forward for the time in the child for all of us, as Keola is going to lead us in a story.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. So we're going to be reading a story called The Curious Garden by Peter Brown. I don't have the book with me. I forgot it. But we have the images on the screen so you can see the pictures. So there once was a city without gardens or trees or greenery of any kind. Most people spent time indoors, as you can imagine. It was a very dreary place. However, there was one boy who loved being outside. Even on drizzly days, while everyone else stayed inside, you could always find Liam happily splashing through the neighborhood. It was on one such morning that Liam made several surprising discoveries. He was wandering around the old railway, as he did from time to time when he stumbled upon a dark stairwell leading down to tracks in the railway that had stopped working ages ago. And since Liam had always wanted to explore the tracks, there was only one thing that this curious boy could do. Liam ran up the stairs and pushed open the door and stepped out onto the railway. And the first thing he saw was a lonely patch of color with wildflowers and plants. These were the last things he had expected to find up there, but when he took a closer look, it became clear that the plants were dying and they needed a gardener. Liam may not have been a gardener, but he knew that he could help, so he returned to the railway the very next day and he got to work. The flowers nearly drowned and he had pruning problems, but the plants patiently waited until he found better ways of gardening. As the weeks rolled by, Liam began to feel like a real gardener, and the plants began to feel like a real garden. Most gardens stay in one place, but this was no ordinary garden. With miles of open railway ahead, the garden was growing restless. It wanted to explore. I know that feeling. The tough little weed seeds and the mosses were the first to move. They popped up further and further down the tracks, and they're closely followed by more delicate plants. The garden was especially curious about old, forgotten things. A few plants popped up where they didn't belong. Others mysteriously popped up all at once. But the most surprising things that popped up were the new gardeners. Many years later, the entire city had blossomed, but with all of the new gardens. Liam's favorite is where it all began. And you know what I love about Liam? He didn't wait for someone to tell him he was old enough to be a gardener. He just saw something that needed help and said, I can do something about that. And look what happened. One boy caring for new plants found gardens all over the city. But Liam didn't have to do it alone. Other people joined in, and together they changed the whole world. So today's lesson is just like Liam, you have the power to plant seeds of kindness wherever you go. Maybe it's helping a friend, caring for a pet, or cleaning up your neighborhood. You don't have to wait till you're grown up to make a difference. So I wonder, what seeds of goodness will you plant this week? The world is waiting for the special kind of good that only you can grow. Thanks so much for joining me today.
All right, let us sing our children out to their classes. Please rise and face the center aisle and form a bridge of love for our children to pass under. If you're new, just follow along.
every Sunday, this congregation gives away our collection to an organization in the larger community or to funds that help people in our own church. Those at home have two ways to give: through the link that's posted in the chat or by texting on your phone the numbers on the screen. Folks who are present in the sanctuary can text to give, or you can still write a check or give cash, then drop those in the box at the back of the sanctuary after the service. Our offering this week goes to the Trevor Project, an organization that provides crisis services, peer support, advocacy, public education, and research for and about LGBTQ plus young people. The group was started by the makers of the 1994 film Trevor, which told the story of a gay teenager who attempted suicide. Sadly, that storyline is all too real, for research shows that LGBTQ plus young people are more than 4 times likely to attempt suicide than their peers. Despite this research, cuts in federal spending mean that LGBTQ plus youth who call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline will now be put in touch with a one-size-fits-all counselor rather than a specially trained counselor who understands specific items to them. As you can see, the work of the Treasure Park Project is more critical today than it ever was. Today, the offering will help ensure that the Trevor Project's own 24/7 crisis services continue. So please give generously, as you always do. We are grateful for the generosity of this congregation, which helps us weave that tapestry of love and plant the seeds that we call community.
Now is the time in the service when we hold up the great joys and sorrows that grace our lives. We place stones in water for both the celebrations and sorrows in our hearts, making ripples that are felt throughout our community. I invite you now to speak into the gathered community or write into the Zoom chat the names of those you wish to celebrate or memorialize, or those in need of the loving embrace of this beloved community. Celia will now place one final stone in the water for all the joys and sorrows yet unspoken in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. May we be truly grateful for all that is our life.
Please remain seated as we sing our meditation hymn, Spirit of Life. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla a volar, sube en la mar hasta morir la justicia de la vida. Arréglame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí.
Our reading today comes from our patron saint of poetry, Mary Oliver. It is called The Summer Day. Who made the world? Who made the swan and the black bear? Who made the grasshopper? This grasshopper, I mean, the one who has flung herself out on the grass, the one who is eating sugar out of my hand, who is moving her jaws back and forth instead of up and down, who is gazing around with her enormous, complicated eyes. Now she lifts her pale forearms and thoroughly washes her face. Now she snaps her wings open and floats away. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass, how to be idle and blessed, how to stroll through the fields, which is what I have been doing all day. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me, what is it that you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?
I invite you now into a time of meditation. Place your feet on the floor if you're comfortable doing so. Close your eyes if you wish. Let your mind become quiet. Let go of the concerns of the day, the week behind us, the week ahead of us, and simply follow your breath. Imagine, if you like, what seeds of goodness you can plant, and let them become your prayer. A silent meditation.
I've been planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess it's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is, I may know what I planted, but never what will show. Always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. Funny thing is, when I just do my work and simply trust, always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. I am only one of billions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, planting seeds. I am planting seeds, nothing more.
That was beautiful, Zach. Thank you. So a few weeks ago, I was walking through my neighborhood when I saw my neighbor Janice working in her front yard. This is just an AI rendering. This isn't actually Janice, by the way. Janice is in her 80s, and she was down on her hands and knees in her straw sun hat, pulling weeds from what looked like the most hopeless patch of dirt you've ever seen. The soil was hard-packed clay, cracked like old pottery. It was the kind of ground you'd pass by without a second thought because nothing good could grow there. I had to ask, Janice, what are you planting there? She looked up at me with the biggest smile and said, tomatoes. Somebody gave me these seeds a while back and I've just been meaning to plant them. Friends, I watched this woman tend to that impossible patch of earth with such tenderness, such hope, such absolute certainty that something beautiful would grow. And it hit me. That's exactly what faith looks like. Not the certainty that everything will turn out perfectly, but the willingness to plant seeds anyway. Whether you find your wisdom in ancient scriptures, in nature, or in the voices of prophets new or old, or even in the quiet stirrings of your own heart, we're all drawn to stories of beginnings, aren't we? About the moment when possibility becomes reality, about the mystery of how life keeps insisting on itself, even in the most unlikely of places. Watching Janice kneel in that stubborn earth, I realized that this is the same story that's been told 1,000 ways across time. From our own backyards to the oldest creation myths, something in us is drawn to the mystery of beginnings. And the most important message in all of these stories, whether it includes God, many gods, or no divine beings at all, is this: you have the power to create new beginnings. The most common creation story we hear in our culture is from Genesis. Of course, this is just one of many of the ancient world's attempts to make sense of how we got here and where we're going. And I think it's important to look at it because it tells us something remarkable about how people saw the interplay between the divine and the natural world in beginnings. So let's just take a look at some of the text. What I find fascinating is it says that creation didn't happen to the earth, but with the earth in harmonious cooperation. Listen to this. This is Genesis 1:24. God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creatures," and it was so. Creation as an invitation, a collaboration between the divine and the tangible earth, a partnership. This story of sacred partnership isn't even unique to the Hebrew tradition. You'll find it in other stories too. In the Yoruba creation story from West Africa, a divine being named Otabala is sent to create land. But that work that he's doing requires collaboration with other divine beings and with the earth itself, and eventually humans as caretakers and co-creators. So we see across cultures, across continents, we find the same beautiful truth. Creation isn't a solo act, but a symphony of cooperation. In these ancient stories, creation doesn't happen to the earth, but with it. And that truth didn't stay trapped in the past. It is alive right now, which is why I think this morning's message is so urgent. You are not just a product of creation. You are a participant in it. And that, I think, changes everything about how we live, how we love, and how we work for justice. And I have some news for you this morning. Some urgent, beautiful news. You're not just watching this cosmic collaboration from the sidelines. You are the collaboration. And I think realizing that will open up whole new possibilities for you today. Now, let's be brutally honest for a moment. How many of us growing up heard a very different message? Messages that we didn't have the agency or ability to affect real change. Sometimes we still hear that. You're too young, you're too old, too broken, too much. Let someone else, someone better, someone more qualified, more worthy, do the real work of changing the world. Or perhaps we hear that troubling theology of you don't have to do anything. God will take care of it, right? Just pray harder and wait. Everything happens for a reason. It's all part of a plan. Either way, in these stories, it's not your job to do anything. Anyone else get tired of hearing that? Yeah. Me too. Because I don't know about you, but I spent many years waiting for my permission slip to matter, waiting for someone to tap me on the shoulder and say, "Congratulations, you've been selected to actually make a difference." And sometimes I think that invitation got lost in the mail. And maybe you've been waiting too. Waiting for the right time. Maybe you're waiting to be ready, or waiting for someone to tell you that you are enough. That feeling is exactly why the next part of Genesis hit me so hard. In Genesis 1:26, the text says, "Let us make mankind in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the heavens, the livestock, and over every creeping thing on the earth." Now I have to pause there because I have to say that word dominion, it has been twisted and abused to justify every kind of exploitation you can imagine, right? It almost makes me uncomfortable saying the word. But what if that actually means something closer to a sacred partnership with the divine? What if in the Hebrew creation narrative, the divine looked at creation and said, you know what this needs? Collaborators, co-conspirators, people who will roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty in the beautiful, messy work of love. That's sacred agency, my friends. Not domination, but participation. Not ruling over, but tending with. Not being the boss of creation, but being creation's most trusted partner. I think what it's really saying is, let there be partners in love. Let there be collaborators in justice. Let there be us, rolling up our sleeves in this great work. You know, something amazing that I witnessed being here in Ventura, getting the tour today, nature's lesson. Step outside after this service and look around, because this sermon is already being preached out there every day by every growing thing, by the earth beneath our feet, by the ocean that's right there that connects all of us. You and me, I'm in Hawaii, we're connected. Nature doesn't wait for perfection to begin its work. Have you ever seen what happens in an abandoned lot? The cracked asphalt, those forgotten spaces behind strip malls. Within months, wildflowers start pushing through the cracks that seem impossibly small. Not because they have permission, not because the conditions are perfect, but because life insists on itself. If the earth can keep insisting on life in the cracks of concrete, what does that say about the cracks in our communities? In places or situations we call hopeless, it says, begin again. It says, tend anyway. This morning I went to see that gorgeous, magnificent Morton Bay fig tree in Plaza Park. I think you know the one. As you know, it's been standing there since 1874, 150 years, which means it's seen more of Ventura's drama than any of us, and it's still there. It has also weathered droughts that would have killed lesser trees. It survived the compacted soil of countless feet walking over its roots. So many people seeking its shade and solace that experts worried it may not make it. But this ancient giant, it found a way. It adapted, it kept growing. It's as if it's saying, you think 150 years of challenges will stop me? No, I'm just getting started. The earth responds to love, my friends, to care, to the audacious hope that tomorrow can be different from today. And so do we. So do we. And I think that's exactly what's happening in this sacred community. Here in this congregation, you're co-creating something that the world desperately needs. A community that tells a different story, where Black lives matter, not just in theory, but in practice, where trans lives are celebrated as sacred, where immigrants are welcomed as neighbors, not strangers, where the hungry are fed because we're the kind of people who feed the hungry. And this sacred help, it isn't charity, beloved ones. It's solidarity. It's standing with our neighbors, not separate from them. That's co-creation. It's saying to the divine, to the universe, to each other, yes. Yes, we will be your partners in the work of love. And friends, it doesn't take perfection. It doesn't even take having your life figured out. Most of us don't, that's the secret. It doesn't even take being ready. It just takes a yes to this divine invitation. One sacred, trembling, imperfect yes. Yes to the phone call you've been putting off. Yes to social invitations you usually say no to. Yes to showing up even when you don't feel like it. Yes to starting small, like with a community garden in your neighborhood, a letter to your representative, or even just 5 minutes of silence where you listen to what life is asking of you next. Because you, beloved child of the universe, you are the earth that can bring forth. You are the hands that can plant seeds in concrete. You are the voice that can say, with all the authority of the divine within you, let there be. Let there be healing where there's been hurt. Let there be justice where there's been oppression. Let there be love where there's been fear. And let there be hope where there's been despair. Let there be you, exactly as you are, doing exactly what only you can do. You know what I love most about the Genesis creation story? It doesn't end. Genesis 1 doesn't say, and God finished creating and said, okay, I'm done here. No, it says the divine looked at everything that has been made and called it good. Present tense, ongoing, still happening. Friends, it means this story isn't over, and it means that your story isn't over. You, beloveds, yes, you with the tired hands, you who woke up this morning wondering if you matter, you're not powerless. You're not forgotten, not here. You're not too much or too little or too late. You are the continuation of that first creative word. You're the earth bringing forth. You're co-creators of the world that is coming. You say, let it be, and it is so. The question isn't whether you're qualified. The question is, will you say yes? So today, let's practice saying yes together this morning, shall we? I'm going to say, are you ready? And if you're ready, I want you to respond with a resounding yes, okay? All right. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, more. Are you ready? Yes. One more time, church. Are you ready? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I can hear it. So here's my prayer for you this morning as your guest. May we rise to this sacred invitation. May we answer this holy call. May we remember that we're not alone in this work we have with each other. We have the earth beneath our feet, and we have a love that will never, ever let us go. Just like Janice in her front yard, we kneel in the stubborn soil of this world with seeds in hand and hope in heart. We don't know if the rain will come. We don't know if the ground will be kind, but still we plant. Still we hope. Still we say yes. Thank you so much for saying yes this morning to that call. And may it be so. May it be so. Amen.
And the earth was round. It is round. Okay.
And I invite you all again to rise in body or in spirit as you're able, as we sing number 118, This Little Light of Mine. Shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Please join with me in reading the words on the screen as we prepare to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry into our lives until we are together again.
All of you here in the sanctuary today, please be sure to go into Berg Hall through those doors over there and back there right after the service. We're having a great potluck today. $5 donations are appreciated if you can. Please stay for that potluck, and then also visitors and guests, please see there's a big sign that says Connecting Circle over a table, and that's a good table to go to talk to people who will greet you and fill you in more about our church. And any of you who have cash or checks for today's offering, please remember to drop them in the box at the back of the sanctuary at the end of the service. Thank you.
And thank you for giving your offering to the Trevor Project this morning. It's an organization that's close to my heart, volunteered for them for many years. I introduced a resolution, I don't know if you know this, at GA about the Trevor Project this year. So thank you for doing that. So I leave you with the words from Rebecca Savage. We have come to the end of our service, but not our calling in the world. We close our time together with the humble reminder that justice and equity are our spiritual practices to embrace every day, each day. We are blessed to be the embodiment of what is possible when justice and equity ground us in what we do. May we go forth with the light and in warmth of our chalice in our hearts until we meet again. May it be so. Thank you.